talk about that because I think right now, on the culture side, because you have that center in Brobridge where they teach the kids how to play the fiddle, the accordion. I think it's a big thing now. You got that. You have it in Orneville too. Uh, Years ago, you had when I was growing up, you had certain bands. You had like Aldous Roger was one, and these guys didn't make any money.
They did it for yeah.
By the time they left the dance hall, they probably had a bar tab beyond their pay.
Yeah.
Okay, but they loved it. I mean, now today, these younger people, they're doing it. I mean, I don't think they're doing it for the money. I think they're doing it to preserve the culture.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you have a lot of that. And it's amazing these young kids learning how to play this stuff, man. You know, like for example, there's three of them. Three of them. Of course, I would say they're probably maybe just out of high school. There's three of them that play together, and they like one of them. He can play the accordion, he can play the bass, he can play the steel guitar. Well, two of them can do that, in that group, those three guys.
Yeah.
And they're all top-notch musicians. Very young. As a matter of fact, the first time I saw them, the one of them was still in high school. But now I would say now they're probably 1 or 2 years out of school.
Right.
But these guys can play music.
Good stuff.
And there's a big push for Cajun music. You know, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. To indulge in the culture around
Yeah,
here.
culture. I think that. You know, I grew up where while I was growing up. You got to remember that's when rock and roll was beginning. Now you still had a smaller group of people playing Cajun music, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then the swamp pop came in during my era.
Okay.
And you had some powerful bands, you know, and that's where I grew up in the small. And so the Cajun music kind of lost its luster a little bit.
Right.
Now the Poussière survived.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the only dance hall left with true Cajun music.
Right.
Okay. But you had a lot of small dance halls where Cajun music was being played. But then swamp pop came in. Cajun still was there, but not at the level it was before. Okay. Like when my parents grew up, it was mostly Cajun.
Right.
Then you had that lull of swamp pop in our area. Now you're back to Cajun again.
Okay.
You know, I'd say culturally, because the kids, most of the kids now are channeling themselves towards the Cajun music.
Now, with the changes in the cultural landscape, what types of changes have we seen in the population landscape? Are we seeing higher income, lower incomes?
I would say your income has increased.
Okay.
And you have a lot of people, and I'll say this, when I was growing up, when you went to church, you knew everybody. Now you go to church,
Yeah, you got to meet everybody.
you have no idea who they are.
Okay.
You know, I mean, even, I worked at the hospital from 1985 until 2008. And when I first went in '85, as I see people walk in, I knew who they were. Well, later on, in the late '90s, in the early 200s, they'd walk in, and I know who they were. I mean,
New people.
yeah, and that's the result of the residential growth.
Right.
You know, and I think a lot of those people live here and work elsewhere. You know, you can see the traffic jam in the afternoons
Oh,
over
yeah.
here.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
And in the mornings you have it, in the afternoons you have it. So, and you know, like you lived here your whole life. I wouldn't live anywhere else. I'll be honest.
I feel the same way. It's a beautiful community. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And part of what makes it a great place to stay is, like you say, I-10 and the proximity to the industrial hub we have in Lafayette.
Yeah. Well, you see, even before I-10, in my growing up years, we were dependent a lot on Lafayette.
Right.
In other words, I can remember Montgomery Wards, which is along there. at the time, and they were all on Jefferson Street. Sears had just a catalog store. They didn't have a store, you know. But we went there. We went, and when Sears opened up their store, then you know we had no choice but to go towards Lafayette for certain things, you know. So hello.